Hey, what's up, reefers? It's always a really exciting time when you receive a online order. And this is an order I placed with LiveAquaria's diver stand. So let me go ahead and open it up. Alright, so with the box open, we got the packing slip here. So this is what I got, just 2 fish and a shrimp. And let's see what else we have. We got... What? I wish I got this earlier. But yeah, save 15%. Awesome, huh? And more promotional material. And then an instruction on how to acclimate. And I guess I should talk a little bit more about it as I start acclimating my fish and shrimp. Let's go ahead and get this open and see what's in there. So the packaging is really good so far, at least on the outside. The box is not banged up at all. We do have a heat pack, although the weather has been... the heat pack is still really warm. Weather has been really good in Maryland. Sorry, my parrot's going crazy right now. We're having like about 50 and 60s weather, so it's good. So I'm kind of curious if they separated all the fish. Obviously there's 2 bags right now, so I assume that 2 fish is in one bag and the shrimp is in the other one. And the bag is all blacked out, so I can't really see anything. Let's see. I don't see anything in there, so it's probably like dodging around, but alright, that's one. And then there is number 2. Oh, there's a fish. Look at that. Pretty good size. I thought it'd be a lot smaller. So I assume there'll be 2 in here, but let's not stress them out too much. The bag feels kind of cold actually, even though so everything with diver stand is 1-day shipping. So they shipped it yesterday and got here today morning, so it's really quick. And they probably sat outside for about an hour or 2. So I moved the box inside so it gets to room temp. I'm gonna put the 2 bags into my sump to let it kind of equalize a little bit in terms of temperature, and I'm gonna start dripping them. So let me go ahead and do that. Putting them in the sump. I assume this is the bag for the shrimp. I'm gonna just let them sit for maybe like half an hour to 45 minutes, just so the water temperature can equalize a little bit, and then I'll restart the video. Alright, so I set up a drip. I'm actually dripping the shrimp first, and turns out I actually have 3 bags inside the box. Previously I thought there was 2, but one of them is actually buried pretty deep in the box, so thank goodness I found it. So my dripping tool is actually aquarium specific drip. It's about like 10 bucks. It's really cheap. In the past I would just have like flexible airline, basically just a section. I'll just like start a siphon by sucking on it, and I'll tie a knot to control the amount of drip. But I find that this setup, essentially it's like an IV setup. It's a lot faster. It's essentially an IV setup with a rigid air tube here that lets you hook into the, to kind of hook on the rim of the aquarium. And right here you can kind of see how fast it's dripping. And you start a siphon just by squeezing this and let go, and the siphon will start. So I don't have to suck on the air tube again. So I set it up for about between 2 to 4 drips per second. I'm dripping the pistol shrimp right now, so crustacean usually is a little bit more sensitive, so the drip rate is a little bit slower. When it comes to fish, usually I drip a little bit faster. And before I start dripping, I'll pour out half the water in the bag, because it's actually a ship with a lot of water. This way we don't have to sit here all day. So I started with like half the bag worth of water, and then I start dripping it. And I'm gonna let it run for about half an hour to 40 minutes. And then I'm gonna come back, depending on how much water we got. I'm gonna discard half the water and then continue dripping. And at that point, I'm ready to just kind of net the little shrimp. The shrimp's actually tiny, and just release them into the tank. Hopefully releasing him to a place where he want to build his burrow. I'm hoping that he'll either take that spot in the back, somewhere in here, or at the base of this rock right here. But the sand in the front is not too deep, so it may not be good for his barrel. And there are some pretty big Bristol worm back here, so I'm kind of worried too after seeing how small the shrimp is. So my plan is to finish acclimating the shrimp, release the shrimp first so he can get settled in, and then I'm going to start working on the 2 gobies. Alright, check back with you guys later. Oh, by the way, this drip tool, if you're interested, I'll add a link in the video description below just so you know which one I'm using, and if you want to buy it, there's a link to Amazon. So, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so instead of 2 bags, it turns out I do have 3 separate bags in the box. One of them was just buried really deep inside the package, so I did not see it on the first round. So really thankful that I found it, otherwise it would be kind of awkward. And as you can see, I set up the drip. I bought this drip tool off of Amazon, and I'll have the link in the video description below. And it's, if I remember right, it's about $10. Essentially, it's just like an IV drip, except they added the rigid airline tube, so it makes hanging off the side of the aquarium a lot easier. And to start the siphon, I just squeeze this. So before I bought this tool, I essentially just have a roll of flexible airline tubing. It's basically just this, a little bit thicker, and I'll just tie a knot and just tie it off to control the drip rates. And it was really, I mean, it's workable, but just like a pain in the neck every time to set it up and have it the way I want it. And with this tool, just super simple. I just squeeze it aside the siphon and use this little roller to control how fast the drip is. Now, I am acclimating a really tiny candy pistol shrimp right now, and crustacean typically is a little bit more sensitive to salinity change. So my drip rate is set to a little bit lower than what I'll normally go. This is about 2 to 4 drips per second. And what I ended up doing is that the bag was filled with water, so I empty out half the bag of water and started to drip that way. Otherwise, it's going to take a long time to drip. And you don't want the drip or acclimation process to be too long, because the water is going to get cold, and there will be nitrogen buildup too as soon as like the water is exposed to air. The things will start happening to the water in the bag, and essentially, basically, it's not good for them. So I started to drip. I'll come back in half an hour or so, and we'll check on its progress. If the bag is filled up by then, I'm going to empty out half the bag again, and I will continue to drip. And once it's done, I'm going to release the shrimp close to where I would like him to create his burrow. I have 3 spots in mind right now. Either underneath this rock, in the back on that rock, well, not the back, sorry, the back rock, the front of the back rock right there, or somewhere here. Here will be cool because that will make for some nice photo ops too as the fish goes in and out. But there are some pretty big Bristol worm living under some of these rocks, so I'm kind of worried. So maybe I'll try to release him a little bit further back, just in case. But we'll see. I think I still got about half an hour to go for the acclimation process, so we'll do that first. And then we got 2 more bags of fish to acclimate. And I will probably restart the video after I get all the guys into the tank. Alright guys, so the fish and the shrimp are successfully added to the tank. Right there you see one of the Yasha gobies. The other one was hiding in the rock back there somewhere. I can't find him anymore, so hopefully after he or she acclimated, they'll find each other, as well as the shrimp, and they'll make an appearance. So that is the guy I just added. This guy came in a lot calmer, just kind of like chill a little bit. It's not breathing extra hard, so that's good. Versus the first one, he was like dashing around a little bit in panic. But he went to the rock and seems to be doing well. The shrimp, actually, I let him in here. He kind of squirted backwards over here, and the next thing I know, he's in the back. He actually tucked himself into the rockwork back there, right above the sand. I was not able to find him anymore, so hopefully he's doing okay back there. I mean, there's not much back there, so it should be okay. So we'll see where they pick their permanent home, and again, I wish that they find each other and would pair up and coexist together. Now, in terms of LiveAquaria shipping, they use a lot of bags. So each fish or shrimp was quadruple bagged. It's like 4 bags each, and it's a lot of bags for just like 3 critters. I mean, it's definitely secure, but then it's not. There's a lot of junk. So, but in terms of like packing and shipment and stuff like that, they're definitely high quality. They absolutely know what they're doing, and everything arrives safe and sound and really healthy. So yeah, I guess I'll make another update once the goby and the shrimp settle in a little bit better. And but yeah, they look gorgeous, don't they? I really like them because they remind me of Japanese arts, or Japanese face mask, or even face paint in some of their painting. Anyways, I'm gonna get my camera out of their face and let them settle in, and if they decide to make an appearance later, I'll shoot another video. But yep, so some of you may have guessed it already, I got a pair of Yasha-goby and a candy pistol shrimp. And pistol shrimp is tiny, it's tiny little guy. So yeah, when I first added the shrimp, I was afraid that my female clown was going to eat it up, because it really does look like it's just slightly larger than the larger mice shrimp that I feed them. So yeah, Yasha-goby and pistol shrimp trio. You'll be seeing more of them in the future, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, talk to you guys later.